they'll just ship you all the ingredients and you just gotta make it.
This man says Scuba Steve just start whenever we're ready. He done already pressed the recording and everything. I'm sitting there looking up. I'm like, are we live? Like, what the hell going on?
Like, is this everybody? I guess so.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't hear from Keisha. I guess Cam is doing whatever.
Yeah, Cam said she'll dip in and out or something like that.
Okay, I don't know where Jay at.
So the thing I was gonna say was even before we get started, I'm like, again, I didn't even know like how many of us it was gonna be, but did we want to do some kind of order as far as like how when we answer questions or? Cause I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's a small group of us like this, but like when we have the whole crew, like last week or the week before that, it's like it's a little chaotic to just have everyone jump in when they want to jump in.
That's real. I guess usually in the there are some episodes where Steve will use the wheel, so we might have to just go back and start using that, like to get some kind of order as far as when we have those episodes where it's everybody included, and then at that point it'll establish, who goes at what time. We just got to remember in what order that is.
The order,
But usually Steve is good on that, so either Steve or Cam for the most part. But one of us will probably write the order down and make sure that we have that complete.
Just throw it into the chat.
Yeah, like this is the order of where it goes on who is speaking right now. Like, don't break the order.
Yeah, bro, big facts, especially for the episode that we're doing next week too. We definitely gonna need that because that's a draft.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be everybody.
Oh, the draft, yeah.
That's next week. So yeah.
And speaking of which, Jay and I were supposed to be doing this wrestling episode, man, but I don't know what.
It's probably a wrap.
Yeah, bro, I'm sitting here like, dog, I really want to do this because there's so many people that we can bring up, and we could bring JB. I know Vonnie's doing something. I know could be up here. Like we got the people that we interact with. We just gotta lock in the time. But
it's probably at this point, bro. It's probably a wrap.
Man, that's so disappointing.
Which sucks because I definitely was like looking forward to like hearing that for sure.
Mm-hmm. But we might find a way to do it. Maybe it'll be after Black History Month. I don't know. We'll find a way to do it. But since we are already recording, I guess we'll go ahead and start. And hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Blurred. I don't know where Steve is at. He done press record and got us talking already, but we here, we live. Y'all know what it is. I'm sponsoring today's episode. This is your boy Ked the Pro from the Chaotic Culture Podcast and from Show Go High. This is again Black History Month, so y'all already know what it is. We tried to celebrate everything within nerdum culture that is pertaining to Black history. So this week's episode, of course, is going to be about music, but before we get into that, of course, we're going to go around the room and have all the other co-hosts introduce themselves, starting with the third person to enter the room. Bo, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, my name is Bo. Bo done did it. I am here to enjoy the conversations that we have today.
Happy birthday, Bo.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for my birthday. My birthday was last Sunday. How did I spend my Sunday? I went golfing and drunk at the same time, so that was a fun day. So,
I'm not mad at
that. Love to hear, man.
Yeah.
But definitely shout out to you on your birthday, bro.
Thank you. So we're here to talk about musical numbers and music, and just talk about music to your soul. Music makes you lose control. Music makes you lose control. Music make you lose control. We're here.
I was gonna say, I hope Missy, please do not come at us for copyright, please. if you hear this episode. In any case, next we are going to introduce Double O. Double O, please go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite MI6 agent Double O status, aka the Dominican Panther Bachata, aka they call him Nyoka Ya and Pembe. And what does that mean? That means the Black Mamba. The only time. No, the white mamba.
Uh,
Because it's the only time that you're gonna hear something white in Black History Month and give it a pass.
Yo, yo,
hey yo,
That's how you save it. That's how you bring it
bro.
back, and that's how you relate it.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it.
They can't be mad at it either. So.
Yeah. All right. And then finally we got my boy Rob J over here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Yo, what's up, man? I feel like I haven't been here in a while. It feels good to be back, but it's your boy Rob J, aka the Breakfast Food Bandit, the English dub enthusiast, the Croc Hashira. I am not throwing away my Crocs. The Waffle House Warrior, Jason Mimosa. You know what's going on. Last but not least, don't ask me for a synopsis because you got Google on your phone. Hey, and also, man, hey, I'm here to celebrate 1,000 followers on our Twitter page, bro. Shout out to everybody, bro. It's
Let's
just
go.
today has just been a great. Oh my god, yo,
Not Bo
those
being
are
the
some nasty
soundboard.
air horns, bro.
We got the bow
Yo, those
board.
air horns, yo,
Bo board is
those
crazy.
air horns were disgusting. But yo, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody following us on Twitter and whatnot. We got 1,000 followers. It's good. It's great. And I'm ready to get into this episode, man. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as Rob J said, thank you once again for the 1,000 followers for the It Mob page. We definitely appreciate it. Let's move on to the next one. Let's get 2,000. We can do it. I know that y'all are
Facts. Big
listening on here,
facts.
so
Big facts.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we will continue to engage with y'all as long as y'all engage with us. And just remember, of course, to be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Inside the Mind of a Blurb. Be sure that you follow us at the Birdmind Pod on Twitter. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
you can. We got an Instagram page, isn't it the same thing? Blur My
Yeah.
Pod.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
there it is. All right. And of course, you'll hear at the beginning of this episode, of course, to subscribe to the Patreon, and of course, go make sure that you buy some merchandise from the It Mob shop.
Facts.
This
Subscribe to
message is
that YouTube
sponsored by
page too.
Yak and Cereal.
Yes, yes, the YouTube page. We got like what over 100 subscribers, correct?
Over 100 subscribers, bro. We
Hey,
next up 200. 200.
You know it. Let's
yes,
go.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that being said, let us go ahead and dive into today's episode, which again, where would most of us be without music, specifically black music? Because we know most of the music in today's era came from black people, whether y'all want to agree with it or not. So I always like to start off this question on how did you discover music? So we're gonna go around and ask the mods and the other co-hosts how they discovered music and what area were they in. Did they listen to it as a kid? Was it something that their mom kind of did or their parents? You know what? How did you yourself discover music? So Bo, go ahead and tell us about your music journey, sir.
It all started when I was a young boy at the age of 6. I was just at home, just relaxing, watching some shows and cartoons. And then as I was watching cartoon, a very special cartoon came up that made me just want to sing to it. And that special cartoon was Sonic Underground.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Sonic
a song you
Underground.
don't hear that often.
Yes. Sonic Underground was the one thing that got me like really into music because first of all, I always thought that Sonic is just like a heck child that just runs around. But when it started having Sonic with brothers and sisters singing song and like Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground, and it was just catching. And they had like musical numbers too in each episode, so it was pretty interesting. And started listening to that, and then from there, it went from listening to like music, rap music, and I guess I listened to what's good, Jagged. I listened to let's do that sound. Now that we ain't got nothing gonna
I'm
do
gonna do with it.
it. Yeah, listen to
Depends on
that.
what version. Are you listening to the old one
Right.
or were you listening to the Heavy D version?
Heavy D version. There we go.
Okay, there
Heavy
you
D
go.
for sure.
Yes.
Same
'Cause I was
here,
gonna say
bro.
that song is a sample, but a
Yeah,
lot of people
yeah.
don't know the original song. But when you talk Heavy D, they boom, I got you.
Yeah. That was on repeat for the majority of my childhood life. So for some reason,
Man, rest in peace to Heavy D on top of that, man. Yeah, he did make some
Big
good positive
facts.
music.
Big facts.
Hmm.
Okay. Anything else, Bo, before we move on?
Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Majority
Okay.
of my music was like from cartoons, and then from cartoons, I just like started like listening to like regular like music, from the radios and like from like musical channels. Um, I would say my most loved musical like theme music from like childhood, I would say it would have to be Wildcats.
Hmm.
Yeah, because Wildcat had this.
Wildcats.
Yeah. So basically, not many people know, but when you Wildcat, so there was a show called Wildcats. It had like a musical number. Um, I can't rap the whole team because it was rapping too fast. So
It's the one from
basically,
Cartoon Network.
yeah, I think no, it was
The two Force cats.
no, not that one. That's SWAT Cats.
The SWAT cats. That's
Okay,
it.
I was
Yeah,
getting ready to ask you. Sure, don't mean SWAT cats, but okay,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking about something different. All right,
I
cool.
just
yeah.
okay.
I'll
I
share. 'Cause I don't think most people know about this, but I'll share with you guys whenever we got the time. But yeah.
Okay.
Wildcats.
All
Okay.
right, it sounds good. Speaking of SWAT cats, boy, talk about two dope intro songs, the first season and the second season. I will play them back to back like it is. And
Facts.
I
Yeah,
right,
bro.
it's like water. Every time I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen to the SWAT cast season 1 intro, and then I'm gonna jump over to the season 2 intro just because like I that is gotta be one of the hardest rock intros like ever. So
Hmm.
yeah, definitely shout out to SWATcast. Bo, it's not Bo, excuse me, Double O. Excuse me. How did you start your music journey, man? How did you discover music?
So music for me was, I guess, a very common immigrant story. So I'm like, my both my mother and my father immigrated from the Dominican Republic. So the way that my mom initially started learning English was that she really got into music. So the funny thing was, I came upon her music stash, when she was using it to practice her English, but also later on in life, and I really got to look at the stuff she was listening to, and I'm like, yo, she was listening to like Madonna, Marilyn Manson, Guns N' Roses, like it
Mm.
was all over, Metallica, like it was all over,
Dope.
and I'm like,
Dope.
mother, your tastes are all over the place, and she's like, that was my intro into English, and you really liked the music. I'm like, so the thing from all of those that stuck with me was definitely Guns N' Roses. I was a big fan of and Axl Rose, and lo and behold, even in theme with what we got going on today, man, started rock and roll. I mean, it's one of the big rock and roll icons. And what is he? For as much as people look at him and they try to, nah, he's black, son. Axl Rose is black. Mother's black, son. I don't know how many
Oh
people
yeah.
don't know this.
You talk about Slash?
I'm thinking about Slash. Sorry,
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Say it. Slash
it's
is
Slash,
black.
Slash, Slash.
A lot of people don't know that either. But like
That's what
when
I meant.
you
Yeah,
you zoom in on his features, you like, yeah, he black.
yeah. So many people try to deny that, but yeah. So it was, yeah. So that's how it was. And my mother learning English was my intro to music, my intro to rock. So yeah.
Word, man. Rob J.
Nice. For me, man, I would have to say my dad, man, my pops. Like, I just can remember even when I was just young, probably 3 years old, 4 years old. My dad would be playing music nonstop in the crib. We would probably be in the car just going somewhere. And the crazy thing is, bro, this man would play music at like astronomical levels, just extremely loud in the car. And the crazy thing is, bro, this this man had like the little speakers in his car, and he will always get them bitches stolen, bro. Like he never learned his lesson. But
Damn.
bro,
Damn.
Your dad
Damn.
had them subs, bro.
he had, yeah, my sub, my, yeah,
Yes, sir.
he definitely had those. But like, I just can remember just being in the car and just feeling that feeling, the bass, going crazy, or just in the crib, like every single day he would be blasting hip hop, R&B, just going crazy with like all types of different music. So, and that just stuck with me since, like, let me see, 3 years old, 4 years old, and then now I'm 29, and I'm still to this day loving the fuck out of music, bro. Like I can't function without music. I can't picture
Same.
myself going a whole day without listening to some kind of tune, a song, anything. So yeah, that's that's me. Like I've been loving music since I was like 3 or 4 years old, and now I'm obsessed with it. I love music, bro.
Hey man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Um,
Well, yeah. What about you, kid?
What about you,
man, look,
kid? Yeah,
What
same.
about you, kid?
music has been a
Trapper
part of
kid.
my life for this guy. Music has been a part of my life since before I can even remember, to be honest. My
Word.
mom actually was she wasn't a professional singer by any means, but there was always musical talent on my mom's side of the family. Like I have cousins who have actual music degrees, so she learned how to
Nice.
play piano as a kid, and of course she used to sing in the choirs. And then when she became a member of the church that we're members of now back home in South Carolina, she would direct the young adult choir while my cousin was the musical director or the leader. She would be the one playing the keyboards and make sure that the choir was together and would run choir rehearsals and choose the songs and things like that. So naturally, music has been a part of my life for my entire life. Now, my dad loves music, but he doesn't really have like a musical bone in his body. But still, he loves his funk, his oldies, man. Like when we talk about music that my dad listened to, we have to go back to like the Delphonics and the Dells and the
Sheesh.
Stylistics.
Ooh,
Like some of those groups were some of his favorites, and of
ooh.
course, Parliament and Funkadelic. Uh, so all of
Of
that, of course,
course.
was absorbed into me. And being as how I have older parents, both my parents were born in the 50s. So they are, they came up in that era of the oldies and Motown and the funk era and disco. That was their thing. Um, and then of course me having an older brother, who was born in the 80s, naturally 80s and 90s R&B and hip hop, that became a part of my life too. So I've always just been around music regardless. And then with me and my brother having 10 years apart from us, my brother was a drummer or a percussionist. And as a kid, all I wanted to do was follow him and play drums too. So when I got old enough to be in the middle school band, of course, I picked up a drum and just started playing. And that's how I became a percussionist myself. So
Nice.
music has always been a part of my life, from gospel to funk to Motown to 80s music to disco to 90s R&B to 80s and 90s hip hop to even the hip hop and R&B that we grew up with now, and even some rock. Granted, my folks didn't listen to rock, but as you listen to a lot of music, you tend to start flowing in between different genres. So
Mm-hmm.
of course I started
Mm-hmm.
picking
Mm-hmm.
up some rock, and of course pop, because when you go to school with a whole bunch of white people, you're going to hear these pop
That's a
songs.
fact.
So
That
Mm-hmm.
is a
when
fact.
we talk about the
That is a fact.
90s and the early 2000s boy bands and shit like that, yeah,
Yup,
that's part
yup.
of my life too, unfortunately,
Hmm.
or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. So yeah, it's always been a part of my life. So that's just something that I will never ever go without music. I can't go without music. um for like it's a part of me. It literally is a part of my
Literally.
life, man. And I have to listen to music like every single day, whether it's a gospel song, whether it's a rock song, where some country,
Something.
some very very very
Ah.
very minuscule, because there's some country songs that I'm just like, I can't get with it, and there's others I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, cool, I can mess with it. But um yeah, that's just who I am. So
Mhm.
that's a little bit about my background for those who did not know. Um,
So,
so I just got a question. Do we have any favorite Black Motown artists that you
Before we
guys
get into
have?
it,
What's
because
up?
before I end up getting crucified by uh, half of my community, the Spanish community. Yes, my father and my uncles and my family play Spanish music all over the place. All right. That was part of my early life as well. Don't come for me on the timeline and being like, you Spanish and your parents and your family. I'm like,
there's
yes,
nothing
yes, they
wrong with
did.
that, bro. There's nothing
I
wrong
was
with
like,
that.
yes, they did. All right.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
Okay.
Word. So, do y'all have any Motown artists that y'all extremely love? I know I'm going a ways back, but I just want to hear what y'all favorite Motown artist
I
is if you have
mean,
one.
I could just throw some out. I didn't know if like we were gonna go in a particular order, or I could just
Yeah, go
Tim
ahead, Rob J.
Rock
There's only
out.
four of us here right now.
Temptations. Everybody knows about what I'm saying,
Yes,
Temptations. But
sir.
Yes, sir.
my favorite, my personal, all I do is think about. I love me some freaking
Stevie.
Stevie Wonder, dog.
Yes,
I love Stevie
sir.
Wonder. He's one of my goats, man. I love Stevie Wonder so much. Too high, too high. Like, bro, Stevie Wonder I love Stevie Wonder. I could listen to Stevie Wonder every single day. For some reason, I feel like he's underappreciated just a tad bit. Like,
Yeah, maybe,
just
man.
a tad bit. Because
I
I feel
think
like he,
nowadays he might be a little bit underappreciated just because he's
yeah,
been around for so long. That man was making music in his
bro.
teens, in the
Going
mid
crazy.
'60s. So, bro has a
Mhm.
career that is longer than any of us have been alive.
Facts. That's a
Facts,
fact.
facts.
But yeah, I love Stevie Wonder. They need to make a freaking documentary movie about this man. It's long overdue. I'm ready to see Stevie's life and whatnot on the big screen or whatever, because he is one of our national treasures now. I'm fuck it. I'm gonna just say it, bro. Stevie Wonder is one of the best musicians of our lifetime. When you hear
Yes.
that harmonica, bro, coming in, like, come on, bro. It cannot be denied. So that's my favorite Motown artist. Definitely Stevie Wonder. I love me some Stevie Wonder.
Word. Thank you for sharing that, man. Yes, Stevie Wonder is definitely one of the greatest, if not the greatest musician that we've had in this
One
generation.
of mm-hmm.
So definitely shout out to him. His music is absolutely timeless. Uh, Double O.
Oh, I gotta go with the. I know it's low hanging fruit. I know, but I gotta go with MJ, man.
I was gonna go with that
He
too.
technically is a Motown artist.
Technically,
You-
yeah.
yeah, he
Because I was
technically
like,
is.
I was
Jackson
looking at
5.
that, the Jackson 5, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
All right.
I mean, even if it was a technicality, I'd be like, I'll go a little more back. I'll go to the Jackson 5.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, a bunch of
for
hits and
sure, for
stuff.
sure.
But I'm
For
like,
sure,
yeah, I
for
got
sure.
MJ, man, like timeless. It's for me the biggest thing. Like, yeah, of course his catalog is extensive, but for me it was his aura when it came to performing and seeing. I don't know if I'm gonna say the movie correctly. I think it's This Is It. That's the kind of like a biopic of himself where he was actually in it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my
Yeah.
favorite scene, this man faces away from the people that are supposed to give him cues, and they're like, Michael, turn around. Like, Michael, you need to hit these cues. They say, no, no, no. He turned around, he's like, I'll feel it. Don't worry about it. I'll feel the cue.
Yeah.
Bro. And then like and they're like, they left the shot running. This man hit the cue on point without looking at no one to give him like cues that the lights are on, that the screen was coming down. He was just like, I feel it. I feel it. And I'm like,
A
damn,
goat, man. A
the
goat.
GOAT.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely the GOAT. Bo.
I was gonna say MG as well.
That's why I was like, low hanging fruit. I know.
But I mean, but technically, Vince Staples is also a Motown artist.
True.
Yeah, he has good hits. I'll say. Um, I like his what's it called? Blue Suede. Some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blue Suede. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think because I like that song because it kind of get me pumped up. Actually, I play that song every now and then to get myself hyped up, only because I'll hear it every now and then, and I like to watch it on the Mortal Kombat trailer when they're doing the fatality. So
This man really brought up Vince Staples. I'm not mad. I'm just like, I'm just sitting here like he really brought up Vince
He really
Staples.
brought up Vince Staples.
I Come on, bro.
I mean, he's not.
What? He
No,
beat
it's
MJ.
not. It's technically not wrong because he is a part of Motown, but it's like I was
But come
thinking more
on, y'all.
so
But like
back in like the
old school,
60s,
yeah.
70s, in
Old
the
school
70s, bro.
Motown.
Not
Oh, I mean,
Yo.
okay,
Yeah,
sure.
so hit
Erica
staples.
Badu there. Erica Badu there. How about Erica Badu?
that's
Yeah.
still kind of more recent, but
It's still a
that's
little
a better
recent, yeah.
choice. I'll give you that one. I'll give you Badu.
Fair a fucking enough, yo. Oh my
No, Steve, if you
god.
listening, bro, you gotta clip that.
Yo.
Oh man.
Leroy,
Okay.
I know you listen to this, Leroy. Please clip this, bro. Please. Oh my
Okay.
god.
All right. I had a good laugh, yo. All right.
Staples. Fair enough, man. Hey, you're technically you're not wrong. He
You're
is
not
right.
wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's
He is
not what I was
incredible,
going for,
fella.
but you're not wrong. All right, so
Oh my god.
so y'all said MJ. Of course, we said Stevie Wonder. Yeah, we already know about the Temptations. We know about Diana Ross. We know about Smokey Robinson. My personal favorite, Marvin Gaye. Like I'm just surprised nobody said that.
I
Yeah,
knew it. I knew you was gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
it got to be Marvin, man. Like that. Who man, his life was taken way too soon. But that brother,
Bruh.
the songs that he crafted, and of course his voice, obviously, but the songs that he crafted, man, it's just like it's kind of hard to really describe it. So if you've, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure most of our audience knows who Marvin Gaye is
Oh
by
yeah.
now. Like if you don't, something's wrong with you. But even still,
Mhm.
if you've never ever listened to anything in your life by Marvin Gaye, please, 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 I beg you, please listen to What's Going On. At least you got to listen
Classic
to that at
album.
least one time in your life.
One of the
At least
best
one time.
albums ever created.
And some of the
Easily,
people,
bro.
some of the people
Easy.
listening to this might not even know this or know that they were made to this song.
Mhm. Yeah.
man, oh man. So, well, I think Rob J dropped out, but he should be back in just a second. So while we wait for him to come back, do we have any favorite blues or funk artists? Bo?
So yeah, get them,
Who,
get them,
me?
bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
funk
Yeah,
artist. Let's see. What's the name of that crew again? Get down on it.
you say get
Get
down on
down
it.
on it.
the
Come on
song.
now.
I mean, yeah, that's technically
Yeah.
funk. That's cool in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, that'll go. Come again. Yeah.
Okay. I respect it. I respect it. Any particular reason why?
Um. So get this right. So I mean, hold on. I'm doing something. Okay. So in college and high school, so I was in the we were in like was like I think it was like a 80s or 70s music team dance we're at, and you
Mm-hmm.
know every that came on when that came on, everyone was just like dancing, and then they did like a little like what's it called, train, not like the train you're talking about, but like you know when they like everyone lined up and everyone was like dancing and everything, like you know, get down on it, come on, yeah, get down on it, you know, that everyone, yeah, that was fun in during the high school days. So that's why I like it because I enjoy it because everyone get together and they all are dancing, and also it's a very like cool, like relaxing music, get down, feel good music, you know, you just gotta get down on it every now and then, you know. Um, yeah, I like the music, so.
Okay, man. Good choice. Good choice. Cool in the gang always go smooth. Double O, do you have any blues or funk artists that you enjoy?
So for blues, I have Roy Brown.
Oh, good choice.
Beautiful.
Good choice.
So songs of his that are very, very like that stuck out to me. You of course have the classics. You got Butcher P Part One, Part
Mm-hmm.
Two, and Mighty Mighty Man. And this, and again, my mother listened to a bunch of different stuff. Growing up, again, just trying to learn English, so it's kind of funny. So Fallout 3 comes out, and I'm like loving the soundtrack for Fallout 3 is one of my favorite soundtracks in Fallout 4. Because I
Mm-hmm.
love that they played a lot of classic blues, a lot of classic jazz, and even like I love the whole thing of like music evolving through the ages because like pop back then and pop now are so different.
Mm-hmm. Very
And I
different.
bring into that like the plus like the ink spots, like they did a lot of collaborations as well with different artists. uh so yeah, Roy Brown is would be my again my choice for blues artist. So now
Okay.
with so the question that I have more so because you're more diverse and
Mm-hmm.
more knowledgeable as far as like the genre is concerned. When it comes to, is there a very distinct um thing for the funk genre? Because I'm like, when I think funk, I think of would you class jazz like on parallel to funk, or would it kind of?
So think more along the lines of like the 70s era kind of music. So we talking like, as Bo said, some bands like Cool in the Gang, Parliament and Funkadelic,
Mm,
bands like that,
okay.
as far as like funk. So more so along the lines, I call it the funk era because I mean
I'm
it's
back.
really funk music. So welcome back, Rob J. So yeah, if you had a funk band or funk artist, or even disco, because they
Oh,
kind of blend sometimes.
Hmm.
okay.
So yeah, so Double O, did you have an artist in that genre?
So not for funk, but I did have someone for jazz.
Okay, jazz is still fine, bro.
So
Mhm.
for jazz, I had Billie Holiday, and my two
Great
really favorite
choice.
songs from her, "Crazy He Calls Me" and "Easy Living."
Okay,
Love them songs.
very very beautiful songs, man, and very excellent choice.
Facts.
Um,
Facts.
Rob J, do you have any blues or funk artists that you listen to consistently that are your favorite?
Course. I can't get enough of that funky stuff. Shout out to Cool and the motherfucking gang,
You
bro.
got another one for
I
Cool in the Gang.
Mm.
All right.
oh did somebody else already say it?
Yeah.
Bo.
Both said it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro, I love Cool in the Gang. I love Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood swing, celebrate, like celebration. Bro, I
Mm-hmm.
listen to Cool in the Gang every single day, pretty much. I Joanna, I love you, bro. I love,
Okay.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
Cool. Bro,
Hey,
this is one
get
of
it
my
off your chest.
favorite like bands, favorite groups ever, bro. I love Cool in the Gang so much. So yeah, that's gonna be my pick. Shout out to Bo for being cultured and picking the same pick as me. Salute to you, my good brother. But yes, man, Cool in the Gang is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm with it. I'm with it. All right, so there's a lot that
Mhm.
I could choose from. I don't want to say Parliament and Funkadelic because that's kind of like an automatic. I don't want to say the Gap Band because that's kind of automatic too. Um,
Mhm.
as far as funk, so I'm going to say I don't want to. I don't even want to say Earth, Wind, and Fire because that's like
Hey,
that's
fire.
goat status. That is goat status. So I'm gonna pick. I'm going to pick uh Frankie Beverly and Maze. I'm gonna
Got
stick with
Okay.
that.
to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with
Classic.
them, man. Cause look, we already know before I let go. That's a
Yeah,
given.
that's
But when
yeah.
you got
That's cemented. Yeah.
yeah, you got Joy and Pain, you got Golden Time of Day,
Mm,
Running Away, Southern
facts.
Girl, Happy Feelings, Back in Stride, We Are One. Like I mean,
Bro.
undefeated group, man, undefeated. So I'm definitely gonna choose that as far as funk. Now, as far as blues, again, I don't want to pick the low hanging fruit of BB King. Um,
Mm,
so I'm going to say another somewhat more well known. I'm gonna say Muddy Waters.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
if for those who don't know that, definitely look up Muddy Waters. Like you will I'm pretty sure you will thoroughly enjoy his music. So that's who I'm going to pick as far as blues. If there are no other choices out here, let's us get to the next question. which
Ooh,
is like your favorite black music pioneer, and what do they mean to you?
ooh, man. Any-
Hmm.
can I go first?
Yeah,
Or
go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
all right. So some people might not know this, but some people do know this. In college, I used to be a DJ. I used to be a DJ from my sophomore year up until senior year, and just a little bit after that. So we had this one party. It's called 80s versus 90s party. I'm pretty sure that's popular all across the, you know what I'm saying, the states.
Mm-hmm.
So my first one I did, I was just, doing some research, and I come across Grandmaster Flash and the Furious fucking Five, bro.
Let's go.
Like, bro, like, oh my gosh, man, this man. And also, if you watch the show on Netflix called The Get Down,
To
that
get
was pretty
down.
much, yep, that was pretty much based off that. And fuck my lean was fucking trash in The Get Down, but that's neither here nor there. But man, Grand Grandmaster Flash is a hip hop legend, bro. Without him and DJ Kool Herc, bro, we would not have hip hop now, pretty much. Like, and of course, everybody knows the "Don't Push Me," cause you know what I'm saying. I'm close to the edge.
Shout out to Melly Mel.
The, yeah, bro, that nigga buff as hell, bro.
Bro,
Bro, did
I
you see that nigga at the thing?
yeah, I saw him at the Grammys. I'm like, bro, how are
Yeah, the
you
Grammys.
61 and you still like brolic as
that
fuck?
nigga's, but yeah, man, I gotta go with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, man. Shout out to the Grandmaster. He's still, bro. Till this day, he's still doing his thing,
Mm-hmm.
DJing and stuff like that. He's probably the greatest DJ of all time, in my opinion, bro. I love Grandmaster Flash, so that's gonna be my pick, man. Shout out to the
Hey,
Grandmaster.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Double O, do you have any music pioneers that and what do they mean to you?
So I gotta go with Ella, Queen of Jazz, Fitzgerald.
Mm.
Amazing pick. Amazing pick.
Yes.
I mean, and I gotta just run off three songs real quick. Dream a Little, Dream of Me, Let's Do It, in a Sentimental Mood. Yo, essentially, she was like trying to get y'all to make babies, son. Like that was her
That's a
thing.
fact. That's a fact.
And
Fact.
and for me, the reason why I feel like she's so important, of course, she dominated, was the top of her game for like half a decade, man. And she was one of the few people who, like, her voice was just wide range. And I'm like, I don't have to say that as of like, oh, I think this. No, if you listen to her music, you sometimes would be like, nah, that can't be the same person. And it's like, yo, her voice was just that rangeful. And the
Yes.
Hmm.
thing for her too that was really really funny was that um you know how people were super into beatboxing and stuff like that. She was able to imitate orchestra instruments.
Going crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Going
She had
crazy.
vocals.
yeah, man. So I'm like, for me, she's just huge pioneer in jazz. So
Excellent, excellent choice. Bo, do you have any music pioneers and what do they mean to you?
I will go with. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna go with Tina Turner.
Okay. Okay.
Tina
okay.
Turner.
Very
Yeah,
solid
Solid
pick.
pick. Why
yeah.
Mm.
what does Tina Turner's music mean to you, man?
So Tina Turner, her music basically like makes me understand love in a different aspect. Like when that song, "What's Love Got to Do with It?" So
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's basically just saying like love ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just there. Like we're just there to
Yeah.
yeah. It's like there's just there. Like you ain't got to love no way. Just there. Like I'm like I like this song. Like what's love got to do?
Hey,
You
hey, hey. Yeah.
know.
Instant emotion.
Turn. Look, I listen to
Yeah.
Turner almost every day nowadays. So, like every once in a while, just play a song. I just let it play.
Nice.
Hey man.
I will say she has an amazing documentary on HBO Max, I
HBO
think.
Max, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
HBO Max, yeah,
it,
I watched that.
bro, that documentary is so good, man, so
Hmm?
good. So yeah,
Fair enough. Right. As far as music pioneers, oh man, there is a lot to
Whew.
choose from, and I'm just so mad that I just have to pick one. So um I've got plenty. So I'll say it like this: from this era, obviously, I'm going to say that we cannot forget the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Like, it just
Big fact.
her vocals, her power behind her voice, and just what she was able to do in the music industry. Like, we cannot ignore her impact.
Word.
As far as funk and anything else, we can't ignore James Brown. Like,
Come
the
on,
man
man.
pretty much he changed the culture for real, for real. Like, that is he's called the Godfather of Soul for a reason.
Yeah,
So we definitely cannot forget that. I think a personal pioneer for me, and you may or may not consider them pioneers, but they really did have a big influence in even a lot of the music today because they're kind of still making music. The Isley Brothers.
bro. Come
And
on, bro.
so and we talk about how certain people like Stevie Wonder was making music back from the 60s and had a career that spanned a long time. The Ozzy Brothers go back to like the 50s and are still going. And granted, from each era you can find at least one hit that they've had, and it's so
Fact.
undeniable. Their music is so undeniable because we see the hits that they had, like whether it was Shout or whether it was It's Your Thing, or we can go through the 70s, like Who's That Lady, or
Bro,
um
it's too
or,
it's
or,
too
or
many
even
hits,
Voice to
bro.
Atlantis. Like, it's so much music that they have. It's really kind of hard to pinpoint. And if you did not see that battle between Earth, Wind, and Fire and
Versus,
the
yes,
Ozzy
bro.
Brothers, yes, please see that versus again. Like, it is
Classic versus.
it is a very classic versus, and I'm glad that I sat through it and I watched because I thoroughly
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed that versus.
Mm-hmm.
It was one for the ages.
That's a fact.
So
Ooh,
I think now I have a couple of pioneers for hip hop, but I'm for the sake of
I
time, I
had
do want to.
one more. I had
Oh,
one
okay,
more
go.
pioneer. Just this one last one. We
Yeah, go
have to
ahead.
give our flowers to Teddy Riley, bro. This
Oh
man
yeah,
created
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
his
yeah,
own
yeah.
genre, bro. New Jack Swing. We
New
don't
Jack
get
Swing, bro.
New Jack Swing without Teddy Riley, bro. He pushed a whole culture forward in the late '80s, early '90s. All man, I love me some Teddy Riley from Guy, Blackstreet,
Yes,
and just
sir.
all of the different production that he did. Bobby Brown, Tevin Campbell, like bro, it's just
Hmm.
it's so much, man. So I just had to give my flowers to the great Teddy Riley.
Hey man, respect, respect. Since I'm gonna do my hip hop one. I'm gonna say probably your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, Mr. Rakim.
Mm.
Can't forget him, man. Just
Yeah,
the people were rapping a certain way, and then he took it to a whole nother level, and it completely changed the game of hip hop.
that's
So
a fact.
definitely gotta give flowers to Rakim, man. He is one of the goats. So with that brings us to some of your favorite R&B artists or groups. Now, I know this is inside of Modern Word, but I'm gonna do a quick plug for Chaotic Culture. If you haven't watched or haven't been on the Chaotic Culture podcast page for Twitter, which is at chaotic_culture, you saw that we did a top male underrated R&B group.
Hmm.
So we did 32 of the most underrated male R&B groups from the 90s to the 2000s. Currently the championship round is going to be player versus old school.
Player, let's
Oh
go.
yeah.
So
I'm voting for a player. Player has to win, bro. That's I fucking
I
love
bro,
player.
I'm
Rest in
not
peace, Static
disagreeing.
Major.
Rest in peace to that
Oh
Major.
shit.
I'm not disagreeing. I love old school though. Like that, the song that they do with Escape "Am I Dreaming" is one of my favorites, and I'm
Oh.
like, oh, this is gonna be hard, but definitely. If you haven't paid attention, please go vote. The poll will be up. Well, when this episode drops on Wednesday, so the poll will be up on the page. Definitely check it out if you haven't. But we've gone through a lot of groups from the '90s. We talking groups that even I had to do a little research on, like Imagine. I didn't even know about Imagine. I was like, where did they come from?
Okay.
You
You know
had
about Imagine?
bro, that was one of the ones that I did not know about. I'm gonna be honest, but
Hmm.
the other ones, like I had at least a little bit of knowledge about. Like I know about Something for the People. That one was a given. I've known about Christian because Full of Smoke is one of my favorite songs of the '90s. They're like Riff. Oddly enough, Riff is such a crazy group. If you don't know about Riff, they are the group
Mhm.
who sang the high school song from at on the movie Lean on Me. I forgot what the name of the song is now, just like that. But it was them who sang in the bathroom, and for those who know that movie, yeah, definitely shout out to the group Riff. But I actually work with his son
Oh shit.
at my
Really?
job. Yeah, so one of it's 4 or 5 of them, and one of the group members is Michael Best, and I work with his son Michael Best Jr. at my job.
Oh wow.
The other one, there was a guy by the name of Stephen Capers the second.
Mhm.
His son Stephen Capers the third, I marched with in the band in the
Okay.
drum
Cool.
line. So
That's fire.
yeah, I'm like, yo, I worked with two sons of Riff members, man. That's crazy. And I never would have thought of that until it happened. It was just like, yo, that is really, really wild. But yeah, just a little history about that. But definitely check out the page. But of course, there are the heavy hitters and whatnot that are out there, which we'll get to on the
Mhm.
Chaotic Culture podcast page. It's coming real soon. But let me get and let me just ask everybody in here what their favorite group is from the '90s, or if they have a favorite artist from the '90s, R&B related, of course, not hip hop. And
Um,
anybody can go.
I'll go. You got it. Double O. You got it.
Oh, I was gonna go with I'm like they had a granted a lot of controversy, but especially even now. But I went with can they be a group? They're a label technically. 'Cause I'm like Bad Boy in the Family.
Who?
It's like Bad Boy in the Family. That whole
Oh,
Oh, Bad Boy.
that's a record label member.
that's
There
a
were
whole
groups
record
within,
label.
yeah. There were groups within Bad Boy now, like Total. Um,
Yeah.
Hmm.
well, I'm trying to think. Well, you had Day 26, you had Danity Kane.
I'm
Yup.
like, I'm like, if it's just so
Diddy Dirty
we're not
Money.
doing label, we're
Yep.
just doing group. I would go with no, that's still a label. Jesus, I'm like, I was about to say Murder Inc. and I'm like, no, that's a label again. That's
That's a
not really your
label.
group.
It's
Yeah.
more of a hip hop label than it was R&B.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with the safe one then. 112.
Hey,
I know
that's
they'll
Bad
agree.
Boy.
Hey,
That
that's
is Bad
fine.
Boy.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it
yeah,
is.
that
It is.
works.
It's Bad Boy. That's fine. Hey, for me, of course, bro. Jodeci, bro. In my opinion, the
Mm-hmm.
greatest R&B group of all time. In my opinion, I know people like to say Drew Hill. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. But listen, bro. Diary of a Mad Band, Forever My
Bruh.
Lady. Damn,
Yes.
come and talk to me, cry for you, freak. Every time I close my eyes. Listen, bro, listen, bro. Y'all already know the vibes, but that ooh
Yep.
bro. Jodeci is my goat, bro. I listen to Jodeci pretty much every other day too. So that's gonna be my favorite group. I have some I have like some artists as well, but I'll save those. But yeah, for right now, we're gonna go Jodeci, bro. You gotta give it up to Jodeci easily.
Yes, sir. You look, man. Jodeci is that group.
It's my
Jodeci
goat.
is that group.
Hmm.
Bo.
I will go with Boys to Men for me.
Excellent
Boys to
choice.
Solid.
Boys to men.
On top of it,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Definitely a good choice. Definitely a good choice. Um, y'all took some of the good ones here. I am going to lean into my musician side, man. I'm gonna say mint condition. Um,
Ooh,
I some about them live instruments, man. Now that's as far as groups. Now as far as like as solo artists, that's really hard for me to kind of pinpoint which one I want to go with because there's so many that came out in the
yeah,
90s.
and bruh,
um like it's a lot of artists. I've got a whole daggone playlist um on
mm,
Spotify. It's literally 39 hours of
sheesh,
straight
Baby.
$39.
39 hours, bro. Like you wouldn't be able to get through it in a day, literally.
Mm,
It's a lot of music out there, man. Gosh, man, as far as like solo artists, it's really just I don't know. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say D'Angelo. Why not? I'm gonna pick him.
facts,
Yeah, just I had to think off the top of my head, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw out there because Brown Sugar and Voodoo are some of like the
bro.
best R&B albums
Brown
ever.
sugar is my goat, bro. I love brown
Bruh,
sugar.
bruh, absolutely. That my brother used to play Brown Sugar in the car like non-stop when I was a kid, and rightfully so. Like that album was like that.
That's a
All
fact,
right.
bro.
So moving right along, we did talk a little bit about some of the hip hop pioneers. We mentioned Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and we also mentioned Rakim. Hip hop is turning 50 years old this year.
Hmm.
For those who don't
Hmm.
know the history of hip hop, look it up. August 1973, DJ Kool Herc. You already know
Oh,
what it is. So
oh.
we gotta ask some of our favorite hip hop artists from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and now. And yes,
Hmm.
I'm going through every era because I want to hear what
Yes,
everybody's
sir.
opinion is. Let's start with Bo.
Okay, so artists in the 80s.
Yes,
I
hip
will
hop artists.
go hip hop artists. Um, let's see, who artists in the 80s? Tupac is one, right?
That's 90s.
Nah, it's 90s,
Oh,
bro.
90s? Oh, okay. Okay,
Mm.
so let's go with MJ then for hip hop. Well, MJ is hip hop, right? Okay, King
Who?
Khan is hip hop, right?
You said
MJ?
MJ? No, MJ is pop
Nah, it's
funk and
like
R&B,
pop.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so damn, 80s hip hop. I'm
We,
gonna let's see.
hey, I had to
Let
throw a
me
little
look.
curveball in there for you, man. Make you do your
Hold on.
research.
That's
I know,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Hold on. I know there's some I know. Let's see, hip hop artists from the 80s. Okay, duh. Okay, I got one then. Um, let me see who I picked then. You know what? I'm gonna go Will Smith. Will Smith was in the 80s anyway.
That's 90s, bro.
You sure?
This
Because
is
it's
still
80.
90s, bro.
Sure.
It's
Yeah, it
it's
was
like
90s.
borderline. It's borderline like anything that's considered 1989 and forward. I'm considering 90s. We talking go a little further back.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Heavy D. Now that we ain't got love, what are we gonna do? Yeah, Heavy D.
I'll give you
Fair
Heavy D. I
enough.
Heavy
mean,
D.
because
Yeah.
yeah, he
Fair
did
enough.
come out in the
Yeah.
late 80s, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you Heavy D.
Yeah. And then for 90s, we'll go with Cisco. Cisco for 90s.
R&B, bro.
R B.
Get back to
Okay.
hip hop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Will Smith. Will Smith.
Hip.
Will Smith. Will Smith. Will Smith.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Will
That's
Smith.
tracking.
All right. All right. And
Yo.
then and then
I
let's
love
see.
bro so much, man.
Yeah, bro. 2000s.
Uh 2000s. Okay. So 2000s RB. Let's see. Who do I want to pick? Because there's a bunch of 2000s now. You know what? I like Usher for RB.
Just rap. Rap, bro.
We sticking with rap, man. We talked about
We
hip hop
doing
was
hip
turning 50.
hop.
Really?
Yeah, don't float in
Yo.
R&B. We not there yet. We not where the lines have got
Hip
blurred
hop,
yet.
hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Let's see, hip hop, hip hop. Oh, let me see. Nelly is no. No, I don't think
Yes,
that's correct.
Nelly
No,
is one.
Yeah,
Even though he kind of
that's
sings,
a
Nelly
no,
is.
no, no, no. I'm picking. I'm not picking him. No, I want you. I want to pick my. I
He
want
said
you.
no.
What? What's wrong
he's
with
in
Nelly?
there. Yeah, that's a super solid pick to be honest.
You should.
Nelly is super solid. Yeah,
All right, let's go with Nelly. Let's go with Nelly. Let's go with Nelly.
Okay,
that's
all
it,
right.
bro.
Yeah, you
Nelly is
know,
goaded.
you can take a ride with me. You know.
All right, and hip hop artist now.
All right, hip hop artist. Okay,
Ooh.
so hip hop artist now, or back then.
We talking like from anywhere between 2010 to 2023.
Okay, so I would say um definitely Tupac for me.
Tupac died in 1996, bro, and his last album was 2007.
Leroy, clip this.
I tried to mute up, but I couldn't.
I will put Tupac as your most favorite hip hop artist, but I
Okay.
need one that you like that's currently living right now and still making music, bro.
Hold
Okay,
on,
okay.
hold on. No.
All right.
Kid,
Um,
hold on, no, Bo, hold on. Kid
Okay.
clearly said from the 2010 to now.
That's a Tupac, bro. Oh,
I
that was
missed
too
the
good.
part
That
where
was a
you
good one,
said.
bro.
I missed the part where you said. Okay,
Bo
I'm
so
gonna go
much,
with
man.
Okay, my bad.
Bo was
Big
undefeated.
Sean.
Big
Okay,
Sean,
all right.
okay, that's
There we
solid.
go. There we go.
Wobbly, wobble.
Wobbly wobbly.
Hey, I just be
Okay.
existing, so I just be
Where
existing. So,
Ooh,
I'm just here.
oh my god.
Just be existing, so don't mind me.
Hey, I hear you. Double O, double O. Favorite hip hop artist from the 80s.
Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew.
Woo, boy, you
Let's go.
preaching, you preaching, you preaching, you preaching.
Oh, that's
Let's go.
swinging.
All right, all right. Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, it is what it is, bro. Shout out to Dougie Fresh.
Big
Oh,
shout
yeah,
out.
Dougie
Yes,
Fresh.
sir. The human beatbox himself. Favorite hip hop artist from the 90s.
From the 90s. I can't believe, Bo, this was in front of your face. I must do this just for the clip and just for Bo. Eminem.
Yo,
I
I'm
thought we're talking about black. I thought we're talking about
Wait. I specifically said I'm gonna do it for the clip and for Bo. All right, but my actual pick, Snoop Dogg.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. 2000s.
2000s. I'm gonna go with 50. I mean, he actually was on
Bro,
top the whole 2000s. The beginning of
man.
the so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get Rich
Get
or
Rich
Die
or
Trying
Die
is a
Trying.
classic album, bro.
I mean, that dude got a business head. Like,
I think it's the last hip hop to go diamond, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't think there's any other hip hop album that's went diamond since Get Rich or Die Trying. I might be wrong, but as far as I know, that's the last hip hop album to go diamond, which is crazy. Unless one of Kanye's albums went diamond and I didn't notice. But I'll look it up. Rob J. Oh, wait. Bo, you weren't. I'm sorry, Double O. You weren't finished. Favorite hip hop artist from this era.
2010.
2010 and now.
That's a lot. You know what? I'm gonna just go with. For me, it's low hanging fruit because it's right there, and I listen to tracks from this person almost every day. Drake.
Nice.
Fair, very, very fair, very solid. Shout out to Aubrey's Angels.
I'm crying. This nigga.
Shout out to Adonis.
Bruh. You are hiding a child.
You are hiding a child.
Yo,
Boy, the first time I heard that diss track, goodness gracious, I was in my car, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, what the fuck?
Pusha T went crazy. Put that man in the body bag.
Body bag, bro. I was like, bro, in Drake's unbreakable armor, we got the one chink, and you know what? That's fair.
True,
Mm-mm-mm.
true,
Ah,
true.
all
What did,
right, Rob J.
what did I miss? I'm sorry, I'm late.
Bro, oh my
Oh,
gosh, what's good, Steve?
oh,
Bo
You have
classic.
missed. Oh my God, bro,
I
this
got.
is a classic episode.
I
bro,
can't wait to hear this shit.
no, when you
This,
listen back, you gonna be like,
bro,
what?
this is a classic episode.
Those going 10 for 10.
Something like that, bro.
Absolutely,
He was shooting
Absolutely,
absolutely.
90% from the field.
Oh man,
man. All
yeah.
right, so okay, Scuba Steve has officially joined us, but we'll get to him in just a minute. Rob J,
Yes,
who is your
sir. Yes,
favorite hip
sir.
hop artist of the '80s?
Oh, straight out of Compton. You feel me? I love me some
Woo!
NWA.
NWA.
It's late '80s, but hey, it is what it is. I
Yes,
fucks
sir.
with
Still the '80s.
NWA. Straight Outta Compton was, and I'm talking about the movie at this point. That was a really solid movie. It was really good. But yeah, the music, bro, they pretty much changed the game for hip hop as we know it now. I think
Yeah,
I might,
absolutely.
yeah, I
They
might
are
be
the reasons
wrong.
why. No, yeah, they're the reasons why there's a parental advisory label
Yep,
on every hip hop
took the
album.
words right. Yep, took the words
Yep.
right out of my mouth. Yep, literally, like, bro, they changed the game for real. So NWA is gonna be my pick for the '80s. The '90s, bro. Listen, man, I got to give it up to Tribe Called Quest.
Yes,
Tribe Called
sir.
Quest, one of my favorite groups. Rest in peace to Fife Dog,
Mm.
100%, man. I love me some Tribe Called Quest. Low End Theory, Midnight,
Midnight
Midnight
Marauders, boy.
Marauders, two of my favorite albums ever, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, Fife was, in my opinion, Fife was the best rapper between him and Tip. That's that's just me. That's how
That's
I feel about it. Fife was
that's
like
actually fair.
was cold, man. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
I definitely yeah. No, you can go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, man. Fife was that dude, bro. Like listening
Five Foot
back,
Assassin.
yeah, man. Listening back, it's just like between him and Tip, yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. I think I see them equally. I think that's just me
I mean,
personally,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I think
yeah.
one cannot survive without the other. At least in my opinion, they
Oh
go
yeah,
off of
oh
each
yeah,
other. They
for
were the
sure,
heavy
perfectly.
hitters. So
Perfectly, perfectly.
yeah, yeah, man.
Um,
Uh,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, for 2000s, this is my favorite rapper ever. Hove, Jay Z. I
Yes, sir.
mean, there's
Fair enough.
pretty much nothing else to be said. You got Black Album, the
Mm-hmm.
Blueprint, Volume One, Two, Three. Like it's pretty much like there's nothing more that can. What more can I say? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yes, sir.
Is probably yeah, he's the goat to me. My favorite rapper ever of all time. It has to be Jay Z, and he's still doing shit to this day. He's still rapping
Yes.
and going crazy now, bro. It's so crazy.
Mhm.
So yeah, Hove was. It has to be my pick for the 2000s. And Caddy gonna be mad. I had to do it for my favorite rapper now. You
I
already
already
know
know
I'm
what you're
gonna
about to
pick.
say. Yep.
I gotta pick K Dot, bro. I got
Yep.
to,
Yep.
G. I mean, it's literally right there. I just had to pick him. But yeah, bro, Kendrick Lamar, one of the greatest rappers of all time,
Yes.
easily, bro. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly. Damn, you can even go back to Kendrick Lamar EP,
Section
Mm-hmm.
80.
Overly Dedicated, Section
Section 80,
80,
bro. Still gets
bro.
rotation in my car.
Mhm.
It's just, bro, Kendrick, he just raps better than everyone with
Yeah,
ease, bro. He just it just
Cap.
comes
Cap.
it comes to him
But
so
okay.
easily.
that ain't
But
cap,
yeah,
but
That's
okay.
cap. That's,
I'll let you rock.
that's cap for me. Big cap.
but yeah,
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar is gonna be my pick. So sorry, kid. I had to do it.
I knew it was coming, bro. I knew I was like somebody gonna pick Kendrick before I get to me, but either way, it's all good.
Y'all doing
Uh,
like a draft or
and we're not doing a draft necessarily. We just like to we're just really picking our favorites of each era of hip hop. So Steve, while we got you up here, who is your favorite hip hop artist of the 80s?
oh, if we doing 80 since Oh, okay, I get it. Since we want to show some variety, I'm gonna go LL. LL Cool J.
Facts.
Rock the Bells was
Yes,
a
sir.
banger, and even though Mama Said Knock You Out is 1990, technically,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me. It give me that 80s vibe. So I'm gonna go LL Cool
Yeah,
J
for sure.
for the 80s. For the 90s, I am going to go Aquemini, Outcast. Uh, so
Yes, sir.
yeah, Outcast is gonna be my 90s for sure. 2000s, Rob already took Jay. So I'm gonna
It's not a
go.
draft, Steve. You can pick him
I know,
again.
but I know, no, I mean, I definitely would pick Jay for that, but I'm gonna choose Luda, Ludacris,
Ooh.
Mm.
and then 2010s and
Nice.
beyond, it's going to be Jermaine Cole.
Oh.
Jermaine Cole. Yes, sir.
Jermaine, yeah,
I was gonna say, Mr.
Oh.
Jermaine Dupri. Like,
Dupree, the priest.
I'm thinking Dupree too.
You
I'm
have to
sorry.
stop.
Jermaine Dupri, crazy. That is
Yeah.
wild. He should be on nobody's top 10 hip hop artists. The man could sign people, and the man could craft music, and he could write for R&B artists. But as far as
But
rapping,
rapping? Nah,
no,
fam.
Yeah.
no. Steve, who did you say your favorite artist of the 2000s was again?
For 2000s, I chose Ludacris, and then
Ludacris.
I
Okay,
just
yeah.
did 2010 and up instead of just 2010 and 2020.
Yeah. That's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Ludacris is severely underrated still.
Mhm.
But bro, because that 2000s era, anytime you featured Ludacris, like it,
It
it
was a
was a
hit.
it was a it was a hit.
Mhm.
Hey, another one of my favorite verses. My favorite verses. Ludacris versus Nelly. You remember
Nelly.
that one?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that one was good, bro.
It was. Nelly was
Shit.
too drunk, but Ludacris, you know what I'm saying? It was good though.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that Nelly was definitely
He
drunk.
got a little lit. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
a
he
little lit.
definitely lit, bro. But some people forgot that Luda had them hits, and this is like, bro.
Mhm.
Speaking of Jermaine Dupri and Ludacris, like I
Welcome to
know a lot
Atlanta.
of people will, a lot of people will talk about Welcome to Atlanta remix, but I'm like, no, I listen to the original Welcome to Atlanta because Luda went the fuck off in the first verse.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Then Luda on what's the shit? Made You Look remix with Nas.
Ooh.
yeah,
That,
killed
Luda,
that too.
yeah, that's a
this
fact.
the song he had with Sharifa, I Need a Boss. That verse is like
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
insane.
They know.
They know shit was
They
fire.
know that remix. That shit was fire.
Shit. I mean, he got some verses on there. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying,
Fatty
on,
Girl.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Did that.
on top of Luda's songs in general, like his
Ooh.
catalog as far as the features was crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
looking at his
Yeah.
songs, like look, word of mouth, I I actually ruined that CD because I played it so much.
Yeah.
I will
He
not
said I
hold you. Like
ruined it.
I literally ruined the CD because I played it that much.
Yeah.
And I had the cut version because obviously my mom wasn't gonna buy the uncut version. So but yeah, I literally ruined that CD just because of how much I played word of mouth. But when I was old enough to buy my own CDs, Chicken and Beer was one of my first ones. So
Hey, Chicken and Beer classic. Another
yeah,
classic. I
yes,
love Chicken
sir.
and Beer.
Yes, sir. I guess I gotta do my artist now. So uh for the 80s, Boogie Down Productions.
Mm.
Gotta name them, man. KRS
Yeah,
One is
for sure.
he is that one. Like, and he was saying, even though this song came out in the 90s, he was like, I'm not saying I'm number one. Oops, sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like KRS One was that nigga. For the 90s, oh man, I'm going to say another person who changed the scope of how hip hop was conducted. I'm going to say Nas because
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
there was a type of when the 90s started, people were still flowing off like Big Daddy Kane vibes. They were still trying to do the his flow and whatnot. And then Nas comes in and he brings in that slow drawl, that fucking the gutter sound that you hear from like New York, like straight out the fucking dungeons of rap. Like Illmatic changed everything, even though it only went platinum, which is crazy because people consider that like one of the most timeless hip hop albums of all time. It's just it changed everything about hip hop. People stopped rapping like like Big Daddy Kane and started rapping like Nas. So it's that album itself is pinnacle, and Nas itself is still one of the greatest. If you look at his catalog outside of 2 albums, which if you've listened to my podcast, Gotta Coach, you know which 2 albums I'm talking about. But outside of I Am and Nostradamus, and maybe even not, and even maybe Nasir, that 7-track album that he had with Kanye, we don't talk about that one, but
I'm
the
dead.
the rest, bruh,
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely fire. So, for the 2000s, I'm not going to pick the low hanging fruit and say Lil Wayne. I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pick Jeezy instead.
Okay.
Yeah, something about
Bro,
Thug Motivation 101. Something about that
bro.
Go
album.
crazy.
Yes,
102
absolutely.
also. I love
Yeah,
Yes,
102.
bro.
shit. Well, yep, you're right. You were absolutely right. So
Jeezy
I
don't do it.
yes, Jeezy hits every time. And for 2010 and now, obviously I got to pick the same as Rob. I'm not picking anybody else but Kendrick. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Like that's I love J. Cole. I love Big Sean, but
I don't got no
Yeah.
Sean.
I like Drake. I'm not picking anybody over Kendrick. I'm sorry. Not
Yeah,
out
bro.
of those 4.
I got J. Cole over Kendrick 10 times out of 10.
Wait,
I,
what? Hey, you are
mm,
entitled to that opinion, brother, but
yeah.
it's
That
wrong.
is your opinion. I
I
respect
got
your opinion.
But it's wrong.
nope. I got a 10 times. I think Good Kid, Mad City, Section 80, and Damn. But then Pimpin' Butterfly gets a lot of love that I think it was just a cool vibe ass. Like I don't think it was the one where everybody be like Pimple Butterfly. Like a lot of people say Pimple Butterfly is his best album, and I'm like I disagree
Some people,
totally.
some people,
I
some people
totally
definitely do
disagree.
say that.
I
Some people
totally
do say
disagree
that.
with that.
definitely his highest rated album. Like
Yeah,
he
it
Yeah.
gets
got a
them.
poster and all this other crazy shit,
Well, he
but
got the
it's
poster
like
for Damn. He didn't
Mm.
get a
like
poster for To
no,
Butterfly. He
he
got it
was
for
in the
Damn.
he's in the history museum or some shit for the Pimple Butterfly or
Well,
something like
yes,
that.
he is in the History Museum for that
Okay, it's
album.
not a poster, my bad. But it's like, bro, a lot of his stuff too, like he gets a lot of awards, and I'm just like, he get awards, you can't take that away from him. But like, you know what I'm saying? People got more awards than Beyonce, and Rihanna got more awards than Beyonce. You don't think Rihanna better than her? So whenever people throw out awards and shit, I'd be like, bro, stop. Um, but like
It's,
for me, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to argue against a Pulitzer, bro. It's you can argue about anything else, but it's really hard to argue against a Pulitzer. But continue.
But I mean, yeah, like damn, Good Kid, Mad City, Section 80, of course. And then I was not in love with this Petty Stepper album, like how everybody else was raving about it. I was like, this
Petty
is
stepper.
just,
See,
Petty
come
Stepper.
on, bro.
This,
The
this
I
is
was
disrespect.
okay.
I was like,
I,
that's a
I'll get to that in a second.
I was like, that's a very okay album. But niggas was like, that shit, nigga, we got to put him in the top 3 of all time. I was like, off of that album. But
Well,
then
Billboard
anytime,
seems to
He was,
think
bro,
Billboard seems to think so.
and then as soon as J. Cole drop anything, it's like, nope, this shit sucks. I'd be like, bro, y'all are ridiculous.
No, nothing J. Cole drops, in my opinion, is gonna suck, except for Your Eyes Only, but that album was not made for us, so that's why I kind of give him that excuse.
I
But
thought that
nothing
album was
J. Cole
still
drops.
yeah,
that album
yeah.
told a full story of him
It,
being
That
a
was a good
drug dealer.
album. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was a
yeah,
was
good
a
it's a
good
album.
good
album.
album. It's not one that I go
But
back to, but it's I'm just
Exactly.
saying.
That's why I said I would say For Your Eyes Only and then Pimple Butterfly is those same kind of vibes to me. As far as like that's just a album where it's like it was really, really good, it's well rounded and things
yeah,
like that, but it's not fucking damn, it's not fucking Good Kid Mad City, but that's what people say for the Pimple Butterfly. It's like up there on that level, and I don't agree with that.
Well,
you're entitled to
uh,
that opinion,
yeah,
though.
you're
But
definitely
god
entitled to that
damn,
opinion, bro. So,
oh
in
no,
regards to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, now that the album has been circulating for more than a year, I can go back and I kind of agree with Rob. It's probably not his best album. That being said, in 2022, there was really even with I'm gonna say it like this: the albums that should have went against it in the Grammys were not nominated. And I'm talking about Jid's Forever Story and maybe
Mm,
even Joey Badass's 2000. Like those two albums, if you included that, it would have been a lot tougher competition.
a lot closer.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and definitely a lot closer.
I about to say I like JID's album better
Yeah,
than
Oh yeah. Yeah. Same here.
I'm like kind of right here because I think in my opinion, if Kendrick didn't make the album so minimalist as far as production, it could have been a lot better because lyric content, I was like, yo, he's far outpacing everybody, but it's just sometimes the beats that he were rapping on, it was like, okay, this is too simple. Like
Yeah, and
this could have been a lot better and a lot driving than than what he made it out to be. I think that's really the only drawback for me as far as that album.
yeah, and
Um,
he was doing too much singing too on this album. I was like, Kendrick, like, come on, dog. Like
yeah,
we're here for the raps. We're here to like hear you like spit and you up here. You ain't just saying right. Like you doing all this damn all you know what I'm
uh,
saying, all this singing and stuff. I'm like, nah. So yeah, on Twitter earlier today, I said Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is his worst album. But if you compare that to like all of his other albums, I mean,
it's still a
you
good
can pretty
album.
much see, yeah, it's a good album, but yeah, like I said, if you compare it to the other joints, it's definitely his worst, bro. Like I'm just like, come on, bro. Like it's
and
still good though, but yeah,
I don't know if I'd say if it's his worst, but again, if we're talking 5 albums, because I'm including Section 80 in this, it
same
probably is
here.
because yeah, it's like you
That's
know
what
what,
I'm saying.
it's
Yeah,
not his worst body of work, but as far as albums, if we're classifying it as albums, then it probably
albums
is.
only. Yeah,
Yeah,
studio albums only. Yeah.
yeah. So, but that being said, like again, there was still some tracks on that album that I still listen to this
Oh
very
yeah,
day.
for sure.
Mm.
And so, but with that being said, we definitely would like to first and foremost say rest in peace to Dave Joliker, aka True Goy the Dove, aka Plug Two from De
Oh
La
man,
Soul.
Mhm.
for sure,
That
man.
one hurt me.
That news was crazy on Sunday.
Yeah, it really was, and it's just like I'd said this before, and I'll say it again, man. Our hip hop legends are leaving us too quickly, man,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's just I don't know what it is, man. But he was battling congestive heart failure for quite some time, but
Oh
still, it
damn.
just yeah, it sucks, man. It
Yeah,
really
for
does,
sure.
bro. Especially because De La Soul could be considered a pioneer group of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So
Facts.
Yeah.
it's really just crazy to hear that. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and get that out there. For those who
Mm-hmm.
do not know who De La Soul is, please do yourself a favor and look them up.
And like it sucks
Please.
because their catalog is not on streaming, right?
It's not. They were getting ready to actually release it on streaming because they
Yeah.
were fighting Tommy Boy Records to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
somebody bought Tommy Boy and said, "Hey, we're gonna get this music released," and it was supposed to be released next month, sometime in March.
Yeah.
But yeah, he won't get a chance to enjoy it, man, and it's crazy.
Yeah. For sure.
Um, so uh, this does not have to be hip hop. But if there's one black artist you could not go without listening to, who is that artist and why? Like you cannot go your entire life without listening to. You have to listen to them at some
Mm-hmm.
point, whether it's during the day, whether it's once every week or once every year. Like you cannot go without this artist at all.
Who would like to
Ooh,
go?
I'm about to say,
Steve, you
I
got
feel
it.
like we talked a lot, so I was like, I wanted to see if Bo or Double O wanted to go first, but
Michael Jackson.
okay.
I was
Fair
waiting for
enough.
an entry. I was like,
Okay.
Yeah.
he's speaking. He about to give me a
I
lane real
didn't
quick.
know. I didn't know because I was like, for the last like 20 minutes, I feel like y'all didn't say anything, so I didn't want to feel like we was
No, we
doing it.
wanted to definitely make sure to give you like the give you the stage so you can essentially play catch up.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
So for me, it's definitely Michael Jackson. I have so much of his music on my phone. It's one of the few artists that I actually have their music downloaded on my phone. So regardless of where I'm at, whether I have Wi-Fi or cellular data, I could listen to
Nice.
Mike Jackson. So the other thing too is that he is my best friend's overall artist. Like, I said, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, but not to the point of my best friend. And
Yeah.
like, I'm telling you, it's to the point where like I reached out to him the day MJ died, and he was like, "Bro, my phone's been blowing up all day today. People are sending me texts, like they're blowing up, like they're calling me, and they're just like asking me, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, do you need anything?" And like, yo, he is such an MJ fan that they were just like, he's gonna be like distraught, like not be able to do nothing that day. Like that's how serious of an MJ fan he is.
Mm.
Yeah, no,
That is
Hold
fair,
on.
man.
I was
Michael
about.
Jackson might be the most famous person of all time.
He
I,
is.
He is.
I don't think
I
it's
He
think.
close.
Undeniably.
is.
Yeah. Okay. I
I don't
think
even think it's close.
Yeah, the most famous person ever, easily. Okay. Yeah.
Because Magic Johnson. Have y'all heard that story of Magic Johnson telling him to come to a basketball game? He's like, I don't know if I can. And Magic was
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
come to the game. It's a Lakers game. And he came, and like the fans would not stop. And Michael Jackson actually had to leave the game
Mm-hmm.
because it was. I was like, nigga, he's more famous than the Showtime Lakers, bro. That
Oh,
shit is
easy.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
was like, that's
easily,
crazy.
bro.
But
Okay.
that's crazy. Um, well, then the person that I was going to say actually is Stevie Wonder.
Nice. Nice.
Stevie Wonder is like my favorite artist of all time. Like obviously, I don't think he's the best artist of all time, but he's my personal favorite artist of all time. I have the definitive collection and all. I have like the actual record. Like I have a record of it that I got from fucking Amazon or whatever. I don't even have a
Oh.
record player, but I just bought it. But like Stevie Wonder, like if you ask Cam, like me and Cam, I make a lot of jokes about Stevie Wonder, like little jokes and stuff, because the memes and stuff. So I always share a
Cam's
lot of
braids.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not even just that. Like when they be making like the blind jokes and stuff, like you know how the memes are and stuff.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Cam always be like, you always be messing with Stevie Wonder, but it's because Stevie Wonder is my favorite artist of all time. Like, bro, like if I couldn't listen to Stevie Wonder, like I would be mad. Like at least because I'm always in my fucking car riding around and stuff like that. My playlist shuffles and stuff like that. My little Spotify, they have like 7 daily mixes with like 70 songs on each one. And it's always a
Mhm.
Stevie Wonder song that'll pop up on it, like every time. So mine would be Stevie Wonder. So I was
Fire.
just
Fire.
the fact that he said Michael Jackson, Motown, getting some back to back love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else? Bo?
Bo.
Eminem.
On Black History Month, Bo.
Eminem.
This is why I preface the question is there any black artists?
Yes, there is.
Iggy Azalea. My bad. Go ahead, Bo. Go ahead, Bo. My bad.
Yo.
My bad, Bo. Go ahead.
These headphones.
Oh, the last.
Sorry, I needed to do that. I needed to do that. Oh gosh. Every time I hear her name, I get mad. So I had to let that one out. Oh.
Damn, bro. Not Iggy Azalea.
All right,
Yikes.
Ludacris for me.
Okay.
Luda, nice.
Luda.
All right. That's what's up, man.
That's super solid. For me, I gotta go Kanye West, man. Now I know he's been saying some crazy stuff lately. He's been wilding, you know what I'm saying? But Kanye is like he is my favorite artist ever, one of my favorite producers ever. Like Kanye is just incredible, bro. I've seen him twice in concert. So yeah, man, I have to go Kanye. And I think the College Dropout might have been the first CD that I've ever had. I think, yeah. So yeah, I gotta go with Kanye. Easy.
Yeah.
Hey man, yeah. Kanye before all of this other stuff happened, yeah, he definitely was. He meant you can't deny him, bro. He was definitely one of the greatest producers, if not the greatest hip hop producer, and he makes
Yeah.
timeless music, man. Until
Yep.
the
Yep.
fall, but either way, it's
Mm-hmm.
still relevant, man. Like Kanye does make great music despite his current views and current opinions,
The
and he just needs,
crazy
yeah,
ass antics, man. But yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think bro just needs help, but that's not neither here nor there.
Word. Word.
yeah,
Word.
Yeah,
Definitely needs
yeah.
help.
OG Kanye was good. We don't want woke Kanye. Woke Kanye is
yeah,
Bro,
bad.
what's funny is if you watch that like that Yeezy documentary, he still has the
Bro.
same kind of
Genius on
yeah,
Netflix.
genius.
mm,
Bro, I was like, bro, he still kind of act like that. That like how he was acting back then, but it's like now it's like I don't know what it is. It was weird. Like if you watch Genius, he was like the same personality. It was just
Through the
more,
wire.
yeah, it was
Man,
just
man.
more enclosed. And now he's like, well, fuck it, I'm a billionaire, so I can freely speak my mind. But you could see some of that shit in there in Genius. I was like, yo, this nigga low key is tripping. And we didn't see nothing wrong with it back then.
his music at that point, I guess, superseded who he was. But now that we're
Yeah.
starting to, see it more clearly, it's just like, oh,
Social media as
hmm,
well.
yeah, social
Yeah.
media did
True.
help expose
Definitely.
that. So,
Definitely.
as far as artists, I'm gonna go back and say that uh I cannot go a day, or I can't really go a week without hearing at least one song by the Elements, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Let's
I have
go.
to hear
Bro.
at
Whew.
least one song by them at some point. It's like I don't know if how I would make it without their music, because that's the kind of music I grew up on. That's the music that was playing in my mom's car whenever she would take me to school, or whenever I
Nice.
was following her to work. So it's like, when we go back to the 90s and how some of the R&B stations were playing nothing but 70s jams and 80s jams, and some of the R&B jams of the 90s, like they was going back to Earth, Wind, and Fire. They was going back to those
Yup.
80s jams, which I honestly thought were older until I got older, which is funny enough. When you think you hear a song, you're like, man, I know this song is like 20, 30 years old, and then you realize the song ain't but so much older than you. There was a couple songs in the
Yeah.
80s that came
Yeah.
out. I'm like, wait a minute, this song is only this old? I thought it was
Mhm.
older than that.
Crazy.
Like
Hmm.
a lot of the songs from like DeBarge and Shalimar, I thought was much older than what it was. And then as I got older and started like digging through music, I'm like, wait a minute, this all came out in the 80s? What? Man,
Crazy, man.
yeah, it's absolutely nuts. But definitely Earth, Wind, and Fire. I saw them in concert. Uh,
Oh wow.
yeah. This was of course after, um, and just like that, I forgot his name. After the leader died. Uh, God, why is his name escaping me? Because I got so much stuff running through my head right now. But yeah, I saw them in concert a few years ago. It was actually at it was on Daniel Island in South Carolina, at the tennis courts, and just like that, I forgot the name of the name of the tennis court. But even still, uh,
Lead singer was Maurice White.
Maurice White. There we go.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, I don't know why that name escaped me, and I know this, but I got too much. I got too much stuff going on in my head right now. But still, yeah, getting a chance to actually experience a concert with them, regardless of them having, newer members in their band and
Hmm.
still rolling with the some of the OG3 that are still a part of that band, it's still, still like, it was amazing. It was absolutely
Hmm.
amazing. Philip Bailey has not lost a step in his voice at
Bruh.
all, at all.
Literally, dude.
I'll be listening to him sing. I'm like, this man got pipes for days, bro. I don't know what he does to take care of his voice, but he ain't losing it no time
Is that
soon.
the dude? Is that the dude? The reason.
Yes.
The reason.
Come on,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Bro, he
Yep.
still he still sound that way, bro.
Mm-hmm.
To this day.
So, yep, can't go a day without Earth, Wind, and Fire, y'all. Um, to end this off, because it's gonna be a short episode today. Is there any black artist that you would be okay with never hearing again?
The baby.
The baby.
Like, get your sorry ass on somewhere, bro. The music is trash, bro. I never want to hear that shit ever again, bro.
Dog. I was
Baby, get that
rocking
nigga
with
outta
the
here.
baby on baby, but then when he dropped his other albums, I'm
Man.
like, yo, it's the same shit over and
It's
over again.
He's
literally
not
the
growing.
same,
Yeah, he's just not growing.
bro. The same rap cadence over the same beats. Pretty much, like, bro, I can definitely go without hearing that nigga ever, ever again.
Mm-hmm. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Steve?
Ooh, for me, it would have to be the one and only Silk the Shocker.
Wow, hold on, bro. The disrespect
Please,
to
sir.
No Limit Records, bro. Wow.
Please, sir. Just,
Please, sir.
Wow.
See you.
it's not for you.
Master P
Like,
had all the talent, bro.
What's
I'm
crazy
sorry,
is
yeah.
like baby is bad for Cash Money, but Silk the Shocker is like not on beat. And
Ever.
that's what kills it. Like Silk the Shocker paved the way for Blueface. Like as far as like not being on beat, like that nigga is the originator of that shit.
Oh my god.
I would like to retract Silk the Shocker and
Said
add
Blueface.
And I was about to say I like to
Blueface.
and put Blueface. As I said Blueface, I was like, he's actually the one that I could live without ever.
On the dead lokes.
Yeah. So Silk the Shocker, you're safe. Blueface, get the fuck out of here. You're out of here, buddy.
Hey, that is 100% fair.
You're out of here like Krishan's tooth. You're out of here, buddy.
Bruh.
Yo.
No, y'all done gave me the fucking hiccups.
You're out of here.
But down
Shit.
Tatiana.
Final answer.
Yeah,
all right, cool. Double O.
Ooh, not listening to. Like that shouldn't be a tough. But I'm like, damn. I really like honestly
a lot of niggas out here.
No, right. But I'm like, my thing was like, this was one of the few questions where I'm like, damn, I really gotta think. Not that there isn't a lot of bad people, but still.
Are we gonna get honorable mentions, please?
I'll let go. You got a few to go.
I got some in the
Steve got him a list.
Listen,
Steve got some shit to get off his chest.
Damn. Shit, I'm gonna pass on the bow. I'm letting me think a little more.
Okay. Bo, is there an artist that you don't mind ever hearing again?
That is a very good question.
Instead of gonna say something like Jay-Z, you gonna throw us off.
No.
Jay-Z.
No.
Yeah.
Who? You know what? I think I can go without listening to. How's that motherfucker's name again? Triple X Tana Cintian or something?
Oh, XXX Tentacion?
Yeah.
He has some good songs. He got some good songs,
Yeah, he
but he does
did.
have some songs.
Yeah, he had like a few songs that's good. That's about it. The rest
Fuck
like
Love
trash.
is my shit. I love Fuck Love. But yeah.
Yeah.
Did they have to be black?
Is black?
Yes. We're keeping it to black because trust me.
Black History Month, bro.
No, there's a few pop colored folks that I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. But we sticking with black folks.
Yeah.
Yo, Steve was about to unfurl the papyrus scroll.
Yo.
Takashi 6ix9ine, you got lucky.
I was gonna say that.
Oh yeah, no, he can go straight to the Shadow Realm. Double O, did you have an artist?
Nah, I'm gonna take Steve's other pick. I'm gonna just go with Silk the Shocker.
Not a bad
Fuck
pick.
out of here.
It is not a bad pick. I'm gonna say Steve actually already said his name. Birdman. Yeah, I'll be okay if I never have to hear him rap ever again. Like
Louisiana, you are down bad. Louisiana.
YM.
Louisiana is in the hole. You're in the hole, buddy. You get
Definitely.
you get Lil Wayne, but you get everything else that comes with it.
You mean Birdman
yes.
Jr.?
Yeah. Do we have any honorable mentions of folk that we don't mind not listening to ever again?
Y'all can go first.
Steve does.
Brent Fayez.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, word?
First of all, whoa.
Sorry, Steve.
Wow. Wow. Surprise of the night.
Insanely
Now,
disrespectful.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sonder is dope. I love Sonder.
That's just him with a beater, with somebody that make beats for him.
But him by himself, when he's solo, get that shit the fuck out of here. That nigga is out of tune. He makes the same song over and over.
Wow.
Get this nigga the fuck out of here. Sorry, folks gonna be mad at this. I don't care.
Sonder is him with a producer.
I mean, I'm not necessarily mad, but some of the women folk who might listen to this episode might look at you like, nigga, what?
Brent is one of my favorite.
I'm just gonna say, like, Brent is on the safe list for me, but
sure.
to each his own.
No fucks.
Okay.
Wow. But then you love Giveon Universe. He sound like a tenor singing into a bottle. He'd be like, I'd be like, God damn, I hate your voice. And he make good music. I got like 5 songs on my playlist. The music is good, but his voice it stinks.
Man. All right, Double O, do you have any artists that you may not want to ever hear from ever again, like on the honorable mention list? Or dishonorable mention list in this case?
Nah, I think Steve just keeps picking bangers. It's true. I'm trying to honestly, I started thinking, I'm like, what, like, just Birdman song have I listened to in the last like 5 to 10 years? And I'm like, none.
Bruh, so imagine my pain having to listen through Lil Wayne's discography and his mixtapes and having to hear songs where it's just Birdman. I'm like, yo, please, can I move on?
Birdman Jr.
So yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Bo, did you have any honorable mentions or dishonorable mentions?
I could go without Nicki Minaj.
Ooh.
You know,
I'm not against that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's some songs I like, but if like you was like, oh, Nicki Minaj is gone, I would be like, okay.
I have a very my relationship with Onika Tanya Mirage Petty. For those who know,
you said like, a whole name.
I refuse to call her by her rap name, not because she's not good, because she is great. Even it's just her as a person. I have a huge problem with. Yeah. Okay. So that's just my take on that. So you having that, Bo, that's actually not a bad pick because look, she's very problematic. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Steve.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes,
sir. I'm just gonna list them all off, Palm people and everything. Macklemore, Kevin Federline, Shaq.
Okay.
Shaq
did rap. The Hooper.
Bone Crusher.
Other than Never Scared, name a song.
He has a point.
And I'll Never Scared. He wasn't even going hard. It was everybody else on the song that went hard.
Nah, he's right because Killer Mike and T.I. fucked that shit up. But his verse was kind of like, now that I think about it,
he just was a big nigga with a shirt.
Other than attention, like there's no real.
Anyway, Chingy.
Okay.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon is definitely correct, but Chingy, bro.
Chingy's album,
One Call Away, bro.
That shit was good, and then after that, it just goes down here from there.
Hotel where he who should not be named.
Kaya, please, Kaya, get out of here.
Kaya?
No.
No,
You
so
like
my neck, my back, Kaya.
you like that song?
I mean, it's
You
not a
is
song for me.
you is Kid the third leg. So
That's not a song for me.
Yeah.
That is a song for the ladies. So, but I mean, this is the same Kai that made K Wang, and K Wang is one of my favorite line stepping songs.
Your favorite line dancing song? Okay,
Yeah, it's one of my favorite line dancing songs, bro. So I like K Wang.
Oh,
But
you
I
know
mean, you do have a good point. I mean, continue.
if we're talking about
I got one. I got one. Will Smith.
Soldier Boy. Will Smith went hard. Shut up.
Now, Bo, you said Will Smith. You know what? I'm not gonna go back to that. Did you have him on this list of favorites?
Of his favorites, like
Wait, what are you doing, Bo?
damn. Bo's just
He
throwing
said,
people
"I'm
under the
taking that
bus.
back."
I want to take it
Get
back.
back there, Will Smith.
I want to take it back.
Oh.
Literally on your list.
I'm just saying shit now. I'm just saying shit now.
Okay, I was about to say, Bo, come on now, stand on your own 2 feet, bro.
I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
Kevin Gates. I can go without listening to Kevin Gates ever again.
You know,
I never really fucked with with his music like that.
I liked his mixtapes. I liked Isla, but then after Isla, I was like, I'm not feeling it no more. He was good for that moment. He was good for that moment.
The songs that be coming up on like TikTok and shit. But I mean, I just never been like a huge Kevin Gates fan. He got a couple of songs that I can roll with. Like I like John Gotti.
Okay.
He got a few songs that I can fuck with, but then never you know, I understand.
Hey, look, I played the hell out of that Lucas Brasi too. I'm just saying, but I will say after the first album, it was kind of like okay.
I'm not a fan of Jim Jones.
You said Jim Jones?
Jim Jones?
Yeah, I like Dipset as a whole. I do not like. I'm not a fan of Jim Jones. NBA YoungBoy.
Fair. Because I really don't care for him either.
Who else can I throw in the pot? Did we say Iggy Azalea already?
I was about to say that too.
I threw her headphones because I already knew.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
I'm not.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, no, she I will be perfectly fine if she never touches a mic ever again.
That's a fact.
Magoo of the Timberland and Magoo.
Wow.
Hey, now wait a minute.
Magoo is
Now-
trash, dog.
Hey, look, Magoo, now, fair enough. Magoo was not the best rapper like ever, but that's still some sentimental value for me, man. It's like him and Timberland kind of flowed off each other, man. I like their music.
Carried that, man, bro.
It was the beats.
Yes,
The beats damn sure did carry because both of them ain't really rappers like that, but still, that shoot, Love to Love You. Well, now, granted, that is one of Magoo's verse would have been okay if he did not end it with the bird is the word, the bird, the bird is the word. If he did not end,
and that's the most catchy part, right?
Yes, it's the worst part though. It's like if he didn't end it with that, the verse would have been okay because I went back and I listened. I'm like, this verse ain't bad, and then that came back. I'm like, oh shit, and there it is.
I got one that you.
I got one.
Only Kid would know, but I don't think everybody else will if you're not really heavily involved. You remember Black Tie, aka Tyrese, as a rapper?
Tyrese went the Black Tie album.
The Black Tie, garbage. Also, outside of Hustle and Flow, Terrence Howard, that album, Don't Do It Again.
That was, but see, that wasn't Terrence, bro. That was 3 6 Mafia carrying him, writing the lyrics for him.
Hustle and Flow was a good one, but he had a whole album that he released.
I didn't know he released an album.
He released his own album. Yeah, and that's
actually, you know what? I do remember that, and
Jamie Foxx was clowning that nigga on it.
Yeah,
that nigga with wood.
I remember now. You unlocked the memory. I'm like, oh, because I was like, Hustle and Flow was all 3 6, but okay.
Go ahead.
Anybody else?
Because I got more, but
okay. I guess it's me. First and most, Jermaine Dupri should never touch a mic ever again. He can produce the hell out of a song. I've said this early in the episode. He can produce the hell out of a song. He can make find the best of the best as far as artists, but he don't need to be rapping. Like he just don't need to be rapping. I'm sorry. Yo. Like I'll be okay if he never touches a mic ever again. there's a lot I can. I don't want to say Diddy, but Diddy. Bro, don't
Damn.
Diddy ain't no
Last
rapper, bro.
night.
Don't worry if I rap the rhymes. All right.
Good answer. The way I feel.
Last
They-
night.
um, Doc. Okay, so there is a song. There's a rapper. I mean, he doesn't make music anymore, obviously, but there is a why can't I find it? It's and it's a real it's a great song, but I can't remember, and I'm trying to remember his name because I thought I had it on this playlist. I might need to look at my other one. I'll come back to
I
that
just
one.
I just
But
thought of one. Y'all talking about niggas can't that can't be on beat. That nigga G Herbo. Get
Oh yeah,
that
he
nigga G
sucks.
Herbo.
see,
Bro,
G Herbo be doing it
get
on purpose though.
That's
Like
even worse.
that's the
That's even
problem.
worse.
Get shit out of
That boy
here.
he can actually spit, but he be doing that shit on purpose. I'm like, bro, if you
The,
don't just stay on beat for once.
the only song I felt was that I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm rolling. That's it. Everything other than that, fuck out here.
Damn,
OJ the
it is
juice.
what it is.
Uh,
Okay.
OJ the juice man. Gutta gutta.
Hey,
Wow.
bro, Gutta
Not too
Gutta
much on
in
Gutta
the
Gutta, bro.
Gutta Gutta in the early 2000s was
bad.
he was okay. He was
It's bad.
okay.
The,
I thought he got worse as time went on, but he was actually all right when it was squad on the squad up tapes. Like he had some verses.
yeah.
That's just me, but I mean it is what it is.
I fuck with Gutta Gutta.
French Montana. He's got
Agreed.
songs with
Facts.
people, but him
Facts.
himself. It's a MC Riff Raff.
Riff
Stop.
Raff is trash.
Riff
Riff
Raff.
What about
Raff.
Two
Oh my
Chains?
god.
What about Two Chains?
Tiptoeing.
Excuse me.
Oh, not too much on 2 Chains. Not too much
Nah,
on Titty
not
Boy,
too
bro.
much on
Not too
2
much on
Chainz.
Titty Boy.
Nah.
Excuse me, sir.
No.
What was that? Excuse me.
Yeah. Not too much. Not too much.
What's a Benzino? Plies. I'm not a Plies fan. I don't know if you guys are Plies
Oh,
fans.
you tripping? Yeah,
Damn,
man.
You guys are
dog.
Plies fans?
Oh.
Are y'all serious?
2000s, bro. In the 2000s,
Name 'em.
Them late
Plies
2000s, man. Plies was hitting.
He
man.
wasn't going
Maybe.
hard. He made good songs with people on them, but I don't think Plies was going hard at all.
Dressed in all
well.
black. That all black is my shit. That used to be my shit in 2000s.
Hey, love, man. Plies was that nigga to
Yeah,
me.
bro.
But
You ain't-
okay. I found the name, and he only had one song that I know of, and it was that "Live, Live, 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 Live,
Oh,
Live, Live" drama.
You know,
Because this nigga misspelled Atlanta, and that's enough for you to be like, nah, get the fuck up out of here, bro. That man literally said ATLANTATA. I'm like, what the fuck is Atlanta to? What?
It's like, what are you spelling?
What are you spelling, bro? And then he had the nerve to slow it down at the end of the song. I'm like, bro, you making it even worse. You making it even worse.
Being wrong and loud.
Yeah. Steve already said Benzino. So
Chief, I'm not a Chief Keef guy. You
All
like
right,
Chief
Eric.
Keef?
yeah, Chief Keef is okay.
Finally
he's
Rich
for the
is
moment.
Finally Rich is a classic album, bro.
A classic who?
Finally Rich.
I wasn't gonna say a classic album, but it's
Finally
definitely
Rich.
a memorable album.
All right.
Finally Rich.
We're just
bro.
gonna keep going. Lil Pump. He gotta
Lil
go.
Pump is
Yeah,
trash.
he's out of here.
Flowrider.
Nav.
Flowrider.
I'm not a fan of
He
Nav.
said
Bro.
Flow Rider.
Flow Rider.
Flow Rider, you know. Yeah, I guess
He got
I
hits,
can
but
agree with
it's just he's not a good rapper.
He's not.
I agree. I can fuck with that. Tony Yayo. Shout out to New York.
Boy, Tony Yayo, the worst of all the G Unit, bro. The absolute worst.
And I think this, I don't know if people say this. I don't know if like it's just an unwritten rule to never say this, but because everybody loves the Wu-Tang. What do the RZA is not a what's going on with that?
The RZA is complicated, bro. Because he is the founder of Wu-Tang. So it's like
it's frowned upon to say this, but I'm gonna put the RZA in this conversation.
Stand on that ledge, Steve.
Stand,
on
bro,
it.
hey, bro, stand on it. It's just
I'm on
it's
it.
Stand on that
complicated
ledge,
because
Steve.
Prince Hakeem, bro, I think that he had something, but just with everybody around him, all the talent that he had around him, from Ghostface Killer to Inspector Deck to You God to
He has so much.
Method Man, like he had so many people to surround him, so you really don't notice
Oh,
how
you notice it because everybody else going hard, and then he say something.
you kind of
like,
just ignore. I shouldn't say you shouldn't notice. You kind of ignore it because it's like, okay, everybody else is like going in, and then you got the RZA. You like, oh, okay, but
he pissed me
Yeah.
off on So Appalled. Everybody is saying the same hook. Why does his hook sound like that on So Appalled?
man, I don't even want to talk about that
I
because
love the
yeah,
RZA though.
his
I love him personally, and him as a producer and stuff like that. But
I was like, yo, because without RZA, there's no Wu-Tang. So,
Yeah.
facts.
but as far as him like rapping on a verse, then I get what you're saying. I totally get it. Well, we definitely ran longer than I intended, but we still had a good episode because
Oh,
I
yeah.
damn sure intended to get out of here at an hour and 30, but we're at an hour and 50, so
My
it don't
bad.
matter.
I
We
missed
had
so
it.
much time. I had to get in here.
And it is all good, Steve. I'm glad that you came in and you definitely made up the time. So we definitely appreciate you
For
hopping in.
sure.
It's definitely a classic episode.
This is
Yeah.
this is going this is one for the
Steve.
books, man. So Steve, when you listen
you
back,
listen
you're gonna
back-
be laughing, bro.
When you listen back to this episode, bro, this nigga Bo is the funniest person of all time, bro. Bo is
Absolutely
easily the
hilarious,
funniest
bro.
nigga ever.
I gotta listen to it.
No, you should hear my
Yo.
reaction on one of his answers, bro. It is
Wait, what is that?
Y'all remember Matty B?
Oh,
oh man.
The little the white kid that was doing his Matty B raps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't let the episode go by without telling him
me
he needs
and
to.
your daughter.
He got to stop too.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
daughter.
I also want to say I definitely wanted to choose Outkast from one of those selections, but I was like, nah, there's too many rappers out here. I can choose another one. That's why I chose Nas for my favorite of the 90s. But it's definitely
Shout out to
Outkast was that group I grew up on. Like, ooh, God, boy. Anyway,
Big fact.
we would like to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode. We hope that you got a chance to hear some of our favorite musicians out there, be they funk, Motown, mainly hip hop, R&B. It don't matter. This is all about celebrating our black artists. So if there are any black artists that you like, that you favor, please let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, on the Blurred Mind Pod, and let us know who some of your favorite artists are. I don't know if Steve or Rob are gonna, throw some artists out there, but I mean they are more than welcome to if they want to go ahead and cause a little chaos on the timeline. But as far as chaotic culture is concerned, just bear in mind, of course, once again, when this episode drops, the championship round of the most underrated male R&B groups is going down tomorrow. And once again, it is between Playa and Old School. So please be sure that you get your votes in. And then
Player for the win.
the main heavy hitters are coming very, very soon. They're coming very, very soon. So you looking for the Jodeci's, the Boys to Men, the Mint Conditions, the Tonys. This is going to be the
Drew
tournament for you.
Hills.
Yes, indeed. That tournament will be coming up shortly after this one concludes. And then pay attention because Chaotic Coach is actually going to have a space on the top 16.
Let's go.
So
Nice.
definitely pay attention to that. It's coming soon before the end of the month. We're going to close out Black History by celebrating our favorite R&B groups. So definitely please be sure that you pay attention to that and come join us on Twitter Space on February 25th. With that, or the 24th. I can't remember which day it is. Whatever that last Friday is in February.
It's the 24th.
Anyway, 24th. Okay. Thank you for correcting me on that. All right. So with that, I guess everybody can go ahead and give their outro. Let's start with the first person who was in the room, Bo.
You can follow me at Twitter and on Twitch. My Twitter name is Bo Done Did It. All together, not separate, no space in between, just all together, okay? You can't miss that. So you can follow me on Twitch, on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram as well, but just to make sure, like the Bo, the B, the O is the actual 0, because I can't use Bo Done Did because that is a Boston Terriers Instagram name, so I can't use that name.
That's still funny to hear.
So yeah, Bo with a 0 and then done did it. You can follow me on Instagram, and then follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Both done did regularly. I stream during the weekends now, so and I just watch me play games. So still trying to beat Harry Potter. Maybe I'll stream it a little bit this weekend. Who knows? Go Gryffindor. So
Nah, on Merlin and Slytherin, you know this.
All right. Double O.
So what's going on? It's Double O Status, and of course you can find me at Tree No Forest, linktr.ee/00 status. All my links are there for me, for the pod. You can find everybody through there as well. Since Elon, doesn't have his fangs in Twitter the way he used to, thank God. Twitter still is my bread and butter. That's where I peruse stuff, retweet, quote, retweet, and get into conversations and arguments. So that's where you'll find me. That's where you'll find most of us. We're pretty active. So hit us up over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rob J.
Yo. I just want to say again, shout out to the Twitter page, getting that 1,000 follow mark. Shout out to everybody, man. Yo, Bo, Donald Duck.
Co-sign Donald Duck.
Oh my god. I'm telling y'all, bro. Bo is the funniest person of all time. But yo, man, you can follow me on Twitter at _Rob J. Shout out to the Shogo Hot Collective. We have our episode this upcoming Friday on the 17th on the Twitter Spaces, and you can also find Shogo Hot on all podcast streaming platforms. Yeah, fuck with us over there. Come to the space on Twitter and just join the conversation for some nice anime talk. But yeah, follow the pod on Twitter at the Blurred Mind Pod, excuse me, and subscribe to the YouTube page, please. We got a lot of great content on YouTube. We got more coming, and yeah, man, this was a great episode. I just want to throw in one small thing. Shout out to the Queen, Erica Badu. She was not mentioned in this episode. I just had to, I had to put that in there real quick.
Bo did
I had
mention
to
her
put
one
in
time.
Erica.
I did mention her, but it was in the wrong era. So
yeah.
Was,
He when we said Motown artist, he said Erica Badu, and I was like, okay, I give him that one. I guess I give him that one.
Okay, but yeah, man, this was a great episode. Shout out to all y'all, man. Fuck with y'all.
Word. And I'll let Steve close us out. But for me, definitely shout out to each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Thank you to all the members of the Blur Mind Pod who joined in on today's episode. This is actually the first produced episode for me on Inside the Mind of a Blurred. So
Let's
Let's
go.
again, I
go.
definitely appreciate all the love and support.
Bo, please.
Bo in this Bo board, bro. Got the dog barking and everything, bro.
There you go. That's that cosign.
It's indeed. Anyway, as mentioned before, please be sure that you follow the Blur Mind Pod on Twitter. Please also be sure that you follow us on Instagram at the same Blur Mind Pod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get our subscriptions up. We got 100. We're trying to aim for that 200. We got 1,000 followers on Twitter. Trying to get more of that. With that, Chaotic Culture Podcast. Y'all already know what it is. This week, the same day that this episode drops, I believe, is our biggest interview yet. Of course, please be sure that you tune in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Definitely listen to that interview. It really meant a lot for me to be able to do that. I know that a lot of anime podcasts have gotten to talk to this person, but just for me to be able to say that I talked to this person definitely, meant a lot to me anyway. So definitely be sure that you tune in. With that in mind, also be sure that you follow the Twitter page. That's chaotic_culture. And then you can follow the Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod. Then you can follow me, Ked the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. I'm here. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm just silly. Sometimes I'm just be here dropping knowledge. And then sometimes I just don't give a fuck. So depending on what version you get of me, it is what it is. But come holler at me, say hi. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding music and whatnot, because I definitely try to be as informed on music as much as I possibly can, because again, music is part of my life. So definitely hit us up. And also, Shogo High, you already know what it is. Definitely be sure that you follow the page and check us out this upcoming Friday in Twitter Spaces as well. And other than that, I think that's it. And Steve will go ahead and close us out.
Yo, thank y'all for listening to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Blurred. I am Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media. Like Rob said, thank y'all for getting us to 1,000 episodes. Make sure y'all follow Bo and all his streaming things on Twitch. Make sure y'all follow Double O's threads, because Double O has some good conversation on the timeline, even though you guys be acting like y'all don't be seeing the boy talk. Rob J be tweeting out 1,000 tweets per minute. Shout out to him for getting us to 1,000 followers, because he does
Here we
all
go. Stop it. No. I'm not gonna let you do that shit,
Whoa. Did I interrupt your outro? Jesus Christ.
But I'm interrupting this. Sorry. It's all of us. It's a collective.
And then shout out to Kid Dingo.
This nigga. Oh my god. No.